speaking of fun all over again, we've got a return favorite here. Comedian, friend, Lammy's dad.
Totally.
It's Daniel Webb.
Hi. That's me, fellow Aries.
Fellow Aries.
It's our opposite season right now.
Oh, Virgo.
Like,
Libra.
My half birthday's coming up.
Oh,
so
mine too. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
I celebrate.
You celebrate?
My half birthday?
You do?
It's the only opportunity to co-opt Halloween into a me party.
Oh, yes.
You know? And then you can force people to wear costumes.
Oh, I love that.
People showed up to your birthday historically.
Dressed as me.
In costume. So you're not afraid of a theme.
No, I'm not afraid. And I'm not afraid of just brazenly making everyone celebrate me.
No, okay, so see, that's where I'm bashful.
Oh, really?
But if I can remove it and make it something dumb like a half birthday, which is not real.
Yeah.
And then make people dress Halloweenish, which doesn't make sense either.
Yeah, no,
so
I love
celebrate.
that.
Yeah.
I love it. Do you know what you're going to be for Halloween?
So I feel my boyfriend is having a party where the theme is just red.
Ooh.
Which is good, right?
So fun.
We later thought we're like the color, it should have been ube. That should have been the color choice. But too many people have purchased costumes. So first costume is I'm going to be the red trick-or-treater from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Wait, you said first costume. So you're doing changes?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
There's a couple red things I want to rock.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going to do the red trick-or-treater from The Nightmare Before Christmas with the mask.
Great.
And then I really want to be on do you know the Red Baron? Like the pizza?
Yes.
Is named after the pilot.
Got it.
The Red Baron, who I believe was Dutch. I might be wrong about that.
Aaron will let us know if we're wrong. He always does.
So, but then on Scooby-Doo, the old school Scooby-Doo, the Red Baron was a villain.
Okay, that's how I know the Red Baron.
Yes.
Okay.
Who, of course, because he's a Scooby-Doo villain, is like inherently gay.
Of course.
Because like every Scooby-Doo villain was like,
and every Disney villain
queenie.
as well.
Same.
Yes.
They got a little more like Madame about it in Disney. You know what I mean? Disney.
Yes.
they're definitely more like stepmother.
Yes.
But so those are the two I'm working with right now. But then I just found this like red wizard costume.
Okay.
The problem is there's so many people in the KKK who also wear red.
Oh, really? I thought white was their thing.
That's unless you're like in leadership. Unless you have unless you're some weird exalted wizard, their names are fucking faggy.
Really?
You get into higher echelons and there's like a different color. Yes.
Whoa.
I don't know this from experience.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you know this? The Red
not...
Baron was a German pilot in World War I. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
German,
fact check.
Not Dutch.
Not Dutch. Okay, same thing though.
I'm just racist all over the place today.
The Dutch and German are going to be very offended.
But I found a really cool wizardy red, pointy red hat with stars all over it.
Oh.
And so that's what I was like, ooh, I want to be something magical like that. But then it was like too KKK adjacent. So.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want to go KKK.
Nah, I don't want to, especially being from Texas, you already get a weird racist label.
Exactly.
What are you going to be?
Okay, so I have two parties. I have my friend RJ's party.
Wait a second. On Halloween night?
On Halloween night is my party.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Okay, so the weekend before Halloween, we're going to a party. My friend RJ always has a party. He makes you RSVP like 9 months in advance.
Good.
He's very he's like, I'm going for prime Halloween real estate. I need to send out the paperless post in February.
It matters.
It does matter. So I think we're going to do Dylan and Brenda.
Oh my God.
For that.
That's good.
Which part of me is like, is it too easy because my whole wardrobe is so Brenda? But I think I can blow dry my hair and straighten it.
Yeah.
And like,
she had that. The
end.
The layers, but then they would come in.
Yeah, and I'm getting a haircut next week, so I might have the Brenda. I might get the Brenda.
You could do that and then fix it later.
Exactly, and fix it later.
Oh my God, get a Brenda cut.
Oh my God, I just get the Brenda cut.
That would be really cool.
That would be so good.
Because it was kind of singular. It was sort of that. Oh no, this just in.
Oh,
the Red Baron was Polish.
But it was Prussia at the time. Okay, great. Wow.
Okay, all right.
You guys, you're welcome for this.
This is great, by the way.
Impromptu history lesson.
Because we've covered lots of countries, a war.
Yes, we have.
And I believe World War III started today. So this is all relevant.
It's all very relevant.
Okay, so you're going to
so Brenda and Dylan for that one.
For the friends party.
Okay. And then we always have people over on Halloween. And then go down to the carnival. So for that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So that's what I sent you.
Maybe we should meet there.
We should meet there.
Sorry, we'll talk off.
Yeah, I know. The rest of the podcast is just us making plans.
Halloween. So So what are you doing after this?
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Coffee?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, no, go
yeah,
ahead.
let's go to the improv. So for that, have you seen The Substance, the movie yet?
No.
Okay, bitch.
What is it?
See The Substance.
Okay.
Immediately. You like horror, right?
Yeah.
You will be so obsessed with this movie.
Okay.
Don't look into it at all. It's with Demi Moore. Sorry, Demi. It's with Demi Moore.
It's Demi.
It's Demi. That I knew that. That's on me. That's embarrassing. That's like calling Alicia Silverstone Alicia Silverstone, and that's like sacrilegious.
Oh
so
shit! Clueless was on 2 nights ago.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure I called that bitch Alicia.
It's Alicia.
Damn.
Okay, I'm like, leave the podcast right now. You're no longer qualified.
You know how you got in. That's how you get out.
That's how you get out. So in The Substance, it's I can give you the gist, but just go see it.
Oh, you can spoil it. It's okay.
It's so good. It's a horror movie. It's a body horror movie where Demi Moore plays this washed up actress.
Oh, I'm there.
And Dennis Quaid plays her like insane producer who's like way tan and gross and is like, we got to bring in a younger, hotter girl to replace you. And so she catches wind of this substance you can take.
It's an Ozempic story.
It basically it's an Ozempic, but if Ozempic could just produce a younger, hotter you. So basically, Margaret Qualley is her alter ego, and they go back and forth. And it's the last 40 minutes. This is for everyone. This is the most insane movie I've ever seen.
Okay.
And the like reviews I was reading, I saw it opening night. The reviews I was reading were saying this movie is fucking batshit. And I feel like you always read that with horror movies. It's like the scariest movie ever. This actually was insane. Mitch loved it. Mitch is so hard to please.
See, I take his opinion. Yeah.
It's so gory at the end, but it's like fierce and bitchy and feminine
and gory
and campy and gory, and it's so good, and the message is good too.
There's a message.
There's a little bit of a message, just about it. It's not even a point. It's just like
you almost lost me with Dennis Quaid, and now there's a message.
The consequence. It's not really an over the head. It's just like it's exploring the consequences of trying to improve yourself.
Sure.
You know,
it honestly sounds like Death Becomes Her 2.0.
It's a little Death Becomes Her, but I'm telling you, it's so different. It's like Death Becomes Her meets Requiem for a Dream.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
What's crazy is how, living in Los Angeles and all the people who I know on Ozempic.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with their like health or anything. I'm like, I didn't know my friends had that much money. Or I didn't know my friends had insurance like that. Yeah. Those are the shocking things that I'm finding out about it.
Well, for me, I'm like, I didn't know my friends had that bad of body dysmorphia, because a lot of my friends who are on it are like, I'm like, bitch, you don't need to be on Ozempic.
So I thought it was an LA thing, and I'm going to totally age myself here, but I thought it was an LA thing to like know young people in their 20s who get fillers or whatever, which is like, what do what you want. I clearly need it all over the place.
No, you look great.
No, I really do. But anyway, but I find out that people in their like 20s and like in normal places like Texas, people I know down in Texas, are totally getting filled. It's like normal. Like 20-year-olds get Botox like
everywhere.
It's like a normal thing. You have to earn
it,
doggy.
And by the way, the costume is from Mitch is going to be Dennis Quaid and I'm going to be Margaret Qualley.
Oh shit, we didn't finish that. Okay,
yes. But anyway, so our party has a light substance theme, even though probably not everyone at the party will have seen it. It's mostly for us.
A light substance?
Yeah, light. Okay. Like this, like the drinks. I think we'll make them neon yellow because that's what.
Light.
Yeah, like light. Like,
okay, gotcha. As in like electricity.
No, like low key, a low key nod to the substance. The party.
Like a fuzzy navel wine cooler.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That's actually going to be my costume.
I love it.
My favorite thing about a Halloween party is that everybody is usually in spirit, but I definitely have thrown a Halloween party where nobody shows up, and then you're just like in a costume.
Yeah. Wait, really?
Alone. This was a long time ago, but Halloween's a busy night.
It is a busy night. I have an advantage that we live so close to the carnival. It's like if you're going down there, there's no excuse.
We went last year. I think we talked about it. It was so hetero.
Yeah.
There were so many straight. We're talking about West Hollywood, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But no. Okay. The other thing is, my boyfriend loves watching scary movies.
Yeah.
We watched The Watchers.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is that the one with Dakota Fanning?
Yes.
I almost saw that in theaters.
No.
You have to see The Substance immediately. Demi is so good in it, you guys.
Did you see Beetlejuice?
I saw an early screening of Beetlejuice.
What?
Yes, I saw an early screening. Did you see it yet?
No, but you can spoil it. You don't like it. I can tell.
It doesn't come close to touching the original.
Of course. Yeah.
But the original is so simple and clean and
it's perfect. It's a perfect movie, yeah.
This one, they just, and I said this on the last episode because someone asked me about it, they just shoved too many storylines. It's like 4 movies in one. And it's just way too much going on. Michael Keaton fucking kills it.
Yeah.
He is the man.
Yeah.
He is still the man. And what's crazy is now that he's older, he still looks exactly, because of the makeup and
He looks like Beetlejuice.
He looks like Beetlejuice.
That has not changed.
It's so great. I have such a crush on Michael Keaton.
So I was driving
Daddy.
down. Okay, have you seen, oh my God, it's my favorite, Jackie Brown. Have you seen Jackie Brown?
No.
Old Quentin Tarantino movie
No,
from the
I haven't
90s?
seen Jackie Brown.
You have?
No, I have not.
Go watch it.
I know. Mitch
Okay.
Mitch has told me I need to watch Jackie Brown.
See, this is why I love Mitch. Okay, because this is truly like my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of talking.
Yeah.
It's long
Yeah.
and there's a lot of talking. But Pam Grier is amazing in it, and but Michael Keaton is this like kind of jockey, subtle bro.
Yeah.
Slight bro, more jock, like chip on his shoulder, dude. Detective.
Yeah.
And he's fucking perfect. He's so. And that's the only time he looks short to me.
Interesting.
He looks very big in all the other movies, but in that one he seems kind of like a smaller person.
Yeah.
But he's so charming. He's so attractive.
I love him. He's so attractive. Even in Dope Sick, where he was like an older opiate addicted.
What was that movie, My Life, where he dies?
Yes.
Is that it? Sorry, spoiler alert.
Any era of Michael Keaton is my era.
Multiplicity.
Multiplicity.
So I was driving down Hollywood Boulevard in the morning, going home, and they were set. You can always tell when they're setting up for a star ceremony, right?
Of course.
And I never know, so I always just Google it. Where you can just like, I'll be sitting in traffic and I'll look who it is, and it was Tim Burton. This was just a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and it was empty. But I had the puppy, and I still had to go home and like do some work. So I was like, I'll just go back in like an hour.
Yeah.
Nobody was there.
Yeah.
So when I drove back in an hour, the streets were packed, like totally packed.
Really?
Like I was excited because I love Tim Burton. But the real reason I wanted to go, not just because I wanted to see Tim Burton, but it was because the 2 speakers were Winona Ryder, which would have been amazing, and fucking Michael Keaton.
Oh my God.
I know.
Amazing.
And so I wanted the puppy to see his first, those not his first celebrities, but I wanted his first star ceremony to be.
Yes, his first. He's going to have many star ceremonies.
But we
as
didn't
a
go.
young pup.
We didn't go. There's too many
go?
people.
Yeah, I feel like you would have had to go when it was empty to get a good
I'm
spot.
an idiot.
But yeah, I love Michael Keaton.
How is Mitch gonna be Dylan?
So we're exploring the options right now. I think we could draw on some sideburns and make the hair, kind of like like James Dean kind of.
Yeah, just gel. Lots of
Basically, gel. Mitch is just gonna do a James Dean. That's how you do a Dylan. I
Bren,
feel.
and just keep calling you Bren.
Bren.
He has major vocal fry.
He does.
Lots.
Wait. Okay, this transitions us perfectly into the next segment, which is Mitch and I are still rewatching.
Oh yeah.
We're halfway through season 3, and we're literally right in the thick of the Brenda, Dylan, Kelly love triangle. Brenda does not know yet.
Oh my gosh.
But
she's back from France.
She's back from France. She told Dylan that she kissed Rick, i.e.
Oh, she does confess.
She confesses, and that's what makes it fucked up, because she confesses, and then she's like, Dylan, do you want to start senior year with me? And he's like, yeah, Bren, and then they make out. But then he's like fucking chasing Kelly the whole time behind her back.
I interrupted you on a very important point.
Please.
Where you said, i.e. Dean Cain.
Yes.
Sorry, that's just a very important point, is that he is totally the French.
He is the French
American
Rick.
in France.
He plays Rick.
Rick.
Well, initially, though, I don't know if you remember this, she does this bad French accent, which I love. I love Shannon. You guys know I live for Shannon. She is my everything, but she is not great at accents, and they keep making her do them, like Lavoine.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh my God, I love when I love that.
Lavoine. It's so like girl in acting class doing an accent. You know what I mean?
Yes. There were obviously every like young gay person has something in media that signals to them stronger than others, and those are later like red flags, haha, pink flags.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it at the time, but Lavoine and that little bit and everything was like, for some because I think I recorded it.
Of course you did.
Because I needed to see. I needed all the Donna footage I could get, and then And I just remember rewatching it because you couldn't in the old days. You didn't have the internet, so you had to have it on VHS if you wanted to see it twice.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to learn it.
Yeah.
Apple pie, blueberry pie, cheese pie, all that. Yeah.
And honey pie.
That shit.
And
see?
honey pie.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
wait. So the French accent though is probably worse than
Lavoine. Yeah.
It's like, this is what I want to. It's like very just generic French, bad French accent.
Yeah.
But she hasn't reconnected with him in America yet because I think Rick.
They make plans.
She almost goes backpacking with him, and then she's like, no, I can't, Dylan, right? And then they get back, and and then David has also cheated on Donna.
Wait, what?
David had a little makeout with this girl, Nikki, who then ends up being Donna's like freshman buddy or whatever.
She has dark hair. The short girl,
Short
right?
girl, dark hair. Yeah, but they're good now. Donna knows. They played a little prank. They set up what they do in it. They have Nikki go in and hit on David, and Donna's watching from outside, and David says no, and Donna's like, I guess he passed the test.
Oh my God, what? See, that is not real life.
It's not.
Do you know on Saved by the Bell, the episode where they put in, it's the the secret message, the subliminal message, in the cassette tape, that they mix for everybody, and in an effort to trick all the women into falling in love with Zach Morris, right? And everyone has a ha 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 ha. We'll just solve this with a prank solution. Yeah, I'm like, that is a felony. Yeah, no, exactly. They treat these things so lightly. Totally. Like, and she and David don't talk about it. She's just like, oh, you passed the test. Okay, babe. And he's like, you knew? And then they never speak of it again. I say this in full judgment, even though, and this was predominantly, most of my friends were girls growing up anyway, but as a teenager, I mean, I had male friends too, but they were gay or theater kids. Yeah. There is an element of like teenage girl stalking. Yes. If once you get a driver's license. Oh yeah. Go to where a boy works. Oh, this bitch transfers to Beverly Hills High. See. Yes. But I mean, in real life, we would go. I remember there was someone my friend had a crush on, so we borrowed her stepdad's. Suburban because nobody knew what the car was. Yeah. And parked outside. He worked at Applebee's, and we all we sat. In the car. My God. For what? See what? That's like my mom. I used to make her drive me by my crush's house. See what? For no reason. It was just like, oh, he lives there. He's home. He's home. I know where he is. Yeah. So the best thing is my friends, this is nuts, but we were teenagers. And two girls and then the three guys in the back, we were the lookout and they were the drivers and they dressed as truckers. Oh my God. They put flannel shirts on. We're all 16. We're idiots, right? They put flannel shirts on. They got this and they put with like eyeliner. Yeah. They got a beard on their 16-year-old female faces. And so we drove and parked and I'm in the back of the Suburban like watching, right? Right. Just, okay, he's leaving work. Right. Okay, he's getting in the car. Wait, he's looking at our car. He's walking over to our car and looking at it. And that is when they flung up out of their front seats, turned the Suburban on, and drove the fuck out of there because they got scared. Oh, my God. So then our friends were friends with him. So later we got the report from his friend. He told me, I saw the weirdest thing. Yeah. Two dudes outside, whatever. But the whole thing was my friend was hiding and her ass was on the brake light. So the brake light is going God. On this car. But he thought two truckers were blowing each other or something. Like that's what he thought he saw. Meanwhile, it was just these crazy stalker like ex-girlfriends. Oh, my God. That's so funny. He must have been hot. Was he hot? No. Okay, great. It's that first boyfriend thing all teenage people go through. But yeah, very Donna Martin. Wait, who do you think has the hottest? Who is the hottest to you of the 90210 guys? And Rick could be one of them too, because Mitch. Yeah, Rick was hot. Mitch even is like, damn, Rick's kind of got it over Dylan. First of all, Dylan's 40. Dylan's fully, we're in season 3. Again, I love Luke Perry so much. But the hairline. And he has as many crazy wrinkles. Forehead. And Do you see these? Look at these. Look at this. Dylan. This is Dylan season 1 and 2 and 3 But also, like, I had those when I was younger too, but it's also just like to believe that he's 17. A high schooler, yes. And then they have Andrea and they dress her like a substitute teacher. Which was always the problem because she was so much older.
So old.
Or so much older.
She literally looks like a teacher in every scene.
So I went down a rabbit hole. I went on YouTube to watch Tori Spelling's Dancing with the Stars, which I know we'll talk about.
Okay, we'll talk about that, yeah.
But that led to all this other 90210 stuff. So I watched an Entertainment Tonight thing from when it was like season 1.
Yeah.
And it was Good Morning America. And they Jason Priestley's too famous to be there, so they had to interview him off. You know what I mean? When there's an ensemble cast, but one of them is Beyonce.
Right.
I
love that Jason Priestley's
he couldn't be there. He was filming, what was the Marilyn Monroe movie? Dream Girl?
Calendar Girl.
Calendar Girl.
I later found out his dick had to be CGI'd out. From behind, because you could see it because it was so big. I guess he's packing.
He's Canadian bacon?
Canadian
oh my God.
bacon. Okay, continue.
Good to know.
So sorry.
Well, I didn't answer who's the hottest, but now I can revise. I can revise my answer based on the breaking news. Anyway, so the interview is with Brian Austin Green, Ian Ziering, and Luke Perry, who for some reason is wearing a cowboy hat.
Oh my God.
It's real hot, but he looks like fucking Kevin Costner in Yellowstone.
Oh
he looks so old.
Yeah.
In the interview.
That's so funny.
Okay, so the hottest person is not David Silver.
Really?
No.
Even in the older years?
Never one. Maybe in the, who was he married to, but not anymore?
What is her name?
She's real hot, Megan Fox.
Well, Megan Fox, but then before that, he dated 2 90210 cast members. Do you know who?
No.
Tiffany
Amber
Thiessen
Thiessen
and Vanessa Marcel.
Who was she?
She played.
I knew the Tiffany.
She was later. She played in the later season. She was dark haired. He definitely has a type. He loves small dark haired.
Who replaced Shannon Doherty as it was Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Okay, and then who was the other third? She had dark hair.
Short?
A roommate, maybe.
Oh, Claire.
Yeah.
But it wasn't dark. It was more like reddish blonde.
Very 90s.
Yes, 90s.
Maroonish.
Yeah, with big, chunky highlights.
Yeah. Least favorite.
Claire.
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, so the hottest.
Yeah. That's interesting that you don't think David, because David, I feel like all my girlfriends and I always thought David was cute growing up. Scrappy.
Yeah. And he has like a in his voice that makes him seem weak.
I get it. But later when he shaves his head.
That's the part where he's sexy, is where he has shorter hair.
Yeah.
And he's thuggish.
Yes. Thuggish.
He does that.
He does the Justin Timberlake.
He has an evolution,
kind of thing.
yes.
Mitch literally from the first episode was like, so does David go through some sort of Justin Timberlake? And I go, that's literally what happens.
No, he goes, because people are forgetting in the late 90s that Eminem had a large influence on suburban white kids and made them angry, rappy white kids.
They did. Okay, so hottest.
I mean, it's probably Ian Ziering.
I am so glad you said that.
It's the testosterone.
And we haven't talked about how I had him
we have to. In this chair?
He sat in this chair.
Oh, my God.
And he is so lovely.
Yeah. I watched the interview.
Great.
You're like a kid in a cat. You're so you're very it's cute.
I know. A bunch of people were like, Justine, this with the sycophantic interviews. I'm like, I'm a fan.
Oh my God, you're such a fan.
One person was like, are you a 13-year-old girl?
Yes.
I'm like, yes, I am. With Ian Ziering in the studio, I am.
I don't think, maybe people don't understand it, but it's a privilege to meet people who influence you or you love, but it is nuts to be able to see them in person and literally ask a fucking question.
All the questions I've been holding for 30 years.
Decades, yeah.
And also the people I have on my podcast, I like them. So I fangirl over them.
Yeah, totally.
Eat my ass.
But I do that. And that's why I'm horrible around famous people, is because the minute I'm in, I don't mean in, but the minute I'm in front of one of them, I can't stop but ask a zillion questions. And they all go pop, 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 because you don't know if you're ever going to get that chance again.
Exactly.
You did great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And he was so lovely and wonderful and funny and warm and cool and hot, by the way.
He's hot. And still.
The amount of DMs I got from girls and gays being like, he's so hot.
Yeah.
I think everyone was sleeping on Ian Ziering in the 90s.
He was not promoted as the heartthrob.
He wasn't. He was promoted as the kind of spoiled rich guy. Jerky. But he was the tallest. He was the buffest, which that's what
That's true, though.
It makes me laugh so hard. There's an episode where Brandon's supposed to be way better at basketball than Steve.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay.
Oh, you sent me the locker room scene.
The locker room scene. Yes. But yeah, I think back in the day for me it was always Jason Priestley. But now I think I'm a Steve girl for sure.
He was the handsomest on camera, but he mugs and he's so there's a boyish fake jockiness to him.
Yes. And also the way he behaves with girls, he's always like touching and like kissing. Like he kisses Kelly like on her nose.
Gross.
Like he's just very just one of those like really charming guys who comes off, I think, like, oh, I'm a good guy, but really you're like probably dating a lot of girls.
A predator.
Yeah, exactly.
A quiet predator.
Quietly.
There was a thing, because last century in the 1900s was like there was a over familiarity physically.
That's what I'm talking about.
There really was.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And like you see someone that's why people read Joe Biden for it. I mean, he was sniffing people's hair. But even like there was a clip of like at his country club, Donald Trump is like hugging and kissing, like just like hello, goodbye kind of thing.
Yes.
And it's an over familiarity. It's gross. I think COVID, Me Too, and just a general awareness of people's space and respecting.
I agree.
Has changed that.
I agree, because truly, Brandon, it is interesting that like he's so affectionate with all of the girls, including Brenda. Like just like putting his arm around Bran. Everyone's Bran.
Kelly's such a loud kisser though. I can't take it.
Yeah,
it's
Kelly
disgusting.
is. It's like.
It's so gross.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry I had to put you through that.
No,
it is not good. But she look, she's cute, and it is interesting how Mitch is getting so mad at me because I was like, Kelly is such a bitch, and she
oh, he doesn't know yet.
But Mitch, no, but he goes, I thought this played out totally differently. He goes, first of all, you made it seem like you painted Kelly as this villain when Kelly's actually like, we shouldn't do this, Dylan. We should tell Brenda. And Brenda's off kissing Rick. He goes, you really made it seem. I know. Rick. He's like, bitch. He goes, if Kelly tells Brenda, I'm going to be so mad at you if Kelly's the one who comes clean. But that being said, Kelly is still Brenda's best friend. And like, you don't make out with the boyfriend of your best friend.
No, especially while she's in France.
Exactly.
I guess I want to revise my answer.
Okay.
The hottest person on Beverly Hills 90210 is Grant Show.
Oh yeah.
It's when he shows up on like season 4.
I sent you that clip.
Yes, which I totally forgot. I knew there was the crossover with Kelly. She was the bleed over into the neck because she shows up on Melrose Place.
Well, and she dates him.
Yes.
And kind of dates him. She likes him, and that's right before fucking Dylan.
But do you remember? Oh, it is?
It's right before Dylan. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember on Saved by the Bell, they had a similar storyline at the same time where Kelly Kapowski cheats on Zach Morris with her manager boss at the Max.
Yes.
Who was that hot actor from like Days of Our Lives?
Yes.
Was he on Days?
I think so. Something like that.
That was my first introduction to him. Who now looking back, he's like, I don't know what he looks like a male stripper.
What's his name? Do you know?
No, but he was working. He was like famous for a minute.
Yeah.
He had I don't know what he had very Aaron Spelling.
Aaron Spelling.
Like he had Aaron Spelling face. Yeah, he
Aaron
definitely
Spelling
had.
Face?
He had that.
That's the name of the episode.
But it was at the same time. Yes, Patrick
Muldoon. That's exactly who I knew.
That's him.
I think he was maybe on 90210 at one point. No?
Yeah, no, he was in all those worlds.
Okay, great.
Yes, he was definitely in all those worlds.
Okay, for sure.
But
yes, I knew that's who it was.
At the same time, they had these stories where it was like a hardcore main story relationship where this older someone else came in and actually... Because Kelly does kiss that guy or something in both situations. So I remember thinking that I needed drama in my life.
Yes.
That was all I just remember thinking, like, oh, I need love and then turmoil.
Yes, exactly.
Like that was
love and then turmoil.
Because that's what the template is. That
is for a fun all-American high school experience. You need love and turmoil.
But the Ian Ziering's, he has like over testosterone, and I think that's what fuels his attractiveness.
Yes,
you know what I mean. He's very testosterone-y.
Yeah, he's hot.
Where's the other? Yeah, he is. So wait, okay,
he's such a bro. You know, like he's just like he's like
he's got jockey voice.
He does
all that.
Yeah,
he's got like coach vibes.
Yeah, he does, and he's the tallest and the hottest. I will say.
I hate to say that height's a thing, but it really does. I'm fucking tall, and so whenever I meet someone who's taller than me, I'm like, I love you. It's immediately.
I have a whole bit about this, and I've talked about this a lot on the podcast. But like, yeah, if you're tall, it really, I don't even care
changes
if you
things.
have a face. You know, like
I was just on a show with Pete Holmes for the second time.
Oh yeah, I'm on a show with him tonight.
Okay, so I did not remember him being so tall.
Oh, he's giant.
But he's taller than me, which never happened. So I just remember being like, I think I love you.
He's probably like 6'5". He's got to be.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah, gonna get to the bottom of this tonight.
I don't have any more.
I have a really funny Pete Holmes story.
Oh my gosh, I
from
want
a
to know
couple weeks ago.
He's very
6'6".
sweet.
See,
He is not. Is he
is.
really?
I believe that because I am very in tune with 6'4", and he's definitely taller than 6'4". Like it's my 6'.
Is Mitch 6'4"?
Mitch is 6 feet and a half inch.
Very in tune with 6'4".
I am. My first boyfriend was 6'4". My second boyfriend was 6'3". Mitch is 6.5 feet. But Pete, I was on a show with him a couple weeks ago. He did the show that I co-produced with Josh Adam Myers, Shimmy Shimmy Ya. And I walk in and like he hosted my Montreal Just for Laughs, New Faces.
Oh, okay.
Like we were buddies. I haven't seen him a ton in the like, you know, he got married and had a kid and everything. But we were buddies like 10 years ago, whatever. And so I walk in and I'm like, oh, hey, Pete. And he's like, hey. And I could tell, I'm like, oh, you know, maybe he's not feeling super friendly today or something. So I'm like, oh, I'll just go back. Because he kind of just gives me a head nod and then goes back to his notes. And then my friend comes in and she's like, Justine. And I look and I give her a hug. And then he says to me, he looks back up. He goes, Justine, I am so sorry. He goes, you got a new haircut and I'm really bad at recognizing people with haircut. He goes, women with it. He goes, if I'm watching a show with my wife and there's a character gets a new haircut, I'm like, this is a new development.
He doesn't know.
He's like, I literally have like, he has like facial recognition with haircuts.
That's a very boy thing.
It is a very boy thing.
That's such a boy thing to say.
And it's kind of what I expected happened. But it was nice to just nip it in the bud there.
At least he was honest.
He was honest. He's very sweet, though.
Yes,
I love him.
One time I was having this was in Austin, Texas, and it was a Halloween-ish party, not on Halloween, and it was at another person's house, so I didn't know, but I was there with friends.
Yeah.
And I'm out. I was smoking cool smoke. Man, I miss smoking cigarettes because that's where the cool people are. It always is. So I'm smoking cigarettes, and there's this chick, and we're just laughing at everybody else, and we're talking for like 10 minutes. All of a sudden, I realize it's my very good friend Kristen in a fucking wig.
Yeah.
That was
my God.
it. Like
Yeah.
she did not really transform herself, other than she had like a different character, and just she has curly blonde hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm such a stupid guy.
Yeah.
You can just switch a wig. I'm like, duh.
Yeah. No,
hi.
it's so funny. But also, like, I do.
That's very Scooby-Doo.
It's
like,
so Scooby-Doo.
like,
and also, I have the glasses back then. I like didn't wear glasses. I didn't have bangs. I had a fake tan, and now it's like
spray tan or tan bed?
Spray tan.
Okay.
I haven't tan bed since
The
like
90s.
high school. Yeah.
My sister had to work at a place called Tan Paradise.
Oh my God.
And she had to answer the phone, and I fucking love that she had to answer for a tan that's nice, Tan Paradise. I'm like, that is abusive to make anyone,
No, it is.
any employees like answer the phone with a rhyme, but I fucking love it.
I loved it. I used to go to Dark Tan, Q-U-E, D-A-R-Q-U-E.
I remember Dark Tan.
And you could do like a membership where you could tan every day. And they had 5 levels. And
So
for like
fucked.
prom and homecoming, I would do the level 5.
Oh.
It was like a spaceship. They had like special face lights. It was like I was about to fucking blast off.
Yes. My friend she's Ecuadorian, so she has this lovely olive colored skin, and she did the same thing before prom. She was my hag date to prom.
Yeah.
And so she was going to tanning beds in the 90s, and all the photos of her, it's like, where is Michelle?
Yeah.
She's gone. She's just this crispy set of eyes.
Yeah.
Because she's fucking purple.
Yeah, no, I'm so dark in my homecoming
She
pictures.
went every day. Wait, have you done spray tan?
I've done spray tan, yeah.
And you sit in the thing and then they spray you?
So there used to be the Mystic, which is like a
That's the treatment?
that's the like
Mystic.
the machine, I guess. You step in and you let it do your front, and then you turn around and you let it do your back.
Did they play like Enya or some shit while this is going on?
It's so fast. I think it's just whatever you hear in the tanning salon. So that's the Mystic. That's a little more old school. Now most people, I think, do airbrush, where you have a technician actually
apply it.
Oh yeah.
Like get in the cracks.
Oh yeah. No, literally tanning. I always say this, like they should have a tanning bed, like an airbrush tan porn, because it's every time I go in, I'm like, is she hitting on me? Is she trying to fuck? Because you're totally naked, okay?
Yeah, like
and she'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do one layer, and she'll start spraying you, and then she'll have you like turn your foot out, so you're kind of like opening your leg a little bit, and then she's like, okay, now turn around and do the back, and then they always tell you to bend over a little so that you don't get a line under your butt cheek.
Because that's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and they are looking out for us. But I am always like, is this going to lead to something?
There's a move. I used to go get a bunch of Thai massages. I live in Thai town, and there used to be one that was really cheap. It was like an hour for $39. Hello. And there was this old lady who would work on me. I loved her. She was great. She'd do ashiatsu, I think, is where they walk on you and stuff. But at the end, they roll you over and like on your back, and then they take your leg, and then they like push it into your chest, and then like she's on top of you and like mashes your knee into your neck, basically.
Oh my God.
And it fucking cracks your back. It's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
But there was one time, the first time I went, I got totally naked because she made me feel like I had shorts on, and she's like, no. And so I remember being like, okay, that's like normal. Anyway, so she was doing that move, and I just remember being like, she's looking at me and I'm looking at her, and my knee is pushed here, but I'm like, my asshole is fully exposed to you.
Yeah.
Ancient woman.
That's so funny.
And I was just like, I couldn't relax just because I was like, this is very awkward.
Yeah.
This is like second date.
Yeah, no, exactly. Not first date.
Not first date. But that is the move.
That is the move.
She was looking me dead in my eyes. I remember being like, I think I'm going to cry because this feels so good, but also my asshole is on camera.
Yeah.
I assume.
My asshole's on camera.
I assume I'm being videotaped.
Okay, we have a few minutes left. Thank you for squeezing this in. I know it was last minute. I have jury duty this week, you guys, so it was a little bit of a clusterfuck.
So jealous. Have you talked about jury duty yet?
No.
I've never done it.
You haven't?
I'm fucking dying to do it.
Wait, have you ever gotten like
arrested?
Like summoned?
Right when I was leaving Austin, Texas, like a week before I was moving, I got a summons.
And then you were like, bye.
Well, yeah, I never.
And then you haven't here?
Not here. And I mean, I vote, I pay my taxes.
That's so weird. So
they know where I am.
I've only been called in one time to where I had to like say something to the judge to like convince him that I was not qualified to be on the jury.
I think I'm just Googleable to the, not like in a famous way, but to the point where anyone could be like, he's not admissible to this.
I'm sure I am too. They're like, she's gonna probably like watch an episode of 90210 to determine the outcome here.
But my goal is to participate in the jury. I don't want to get dismissed. I want to do it.
I honestly, the fun thing about being on jury duty in LA is like one of my friends was on the Erica Jane.
Shut up!
Tom Girardi, but she didn't get in because she watches too much Bravo.
Well, lie. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. Hello.
They did.
Exactly.
Well, why are we telling the truth?
But before we wrap up, speaking of tans, one place where I know they tan so much airbrushing is Dancing with the Stars. Look at that transition.
That was a beautiful transition. There was no line under that butt crack.
No.
I'm so sad.
I'm devastated
that it's over.
I love her like the whole season's over.
The whole show is fucking done.
So you guys know Tori Spelling was competing.
Dream girl.
Daniel and I immediately were like, oh, obviously we're Team Tori.
Hashtag Team Tori.
We cannot wait to see our girl through the whole competition. To see
Ginger Rogers the house down.
Exactly. And bring us home that mirror ball.
Because she needs a good thing right now.
She does. And I do think it was a good thing overall. And
agreed.
Watching her stories and stuff, she's just got such a look. I don't know her at all, but other than what everyone knows that she presents to the world, but she just comes off as so sweet and endearing and genuine.
Totally.
And one thing, I was listening to a podcast with her a couple weeks ago, and she talks about how she everyone's like, what was it like growing up in like a 55,000 square foot home?
Was it the one with Brian Austin Green?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, I never wanted that. I was like embarrassed of that. And that made me kind of respect her in a whole new way. Just because it's like, she really comes off as like a down-to-earth person considering the way she was brought up.
I think there's two things about her that everybody assumed. Was one, that she got on a TV show because it was her dad's TV show, and the second, she was just going to inherit this crazy wealth.
Yeah.
And maybe one of those was true, but then to live through the experience of people knowing that you didn't get $50 million.
Yeah.
And I think the world kind of went, ha ha, as opposed to being like, she's a normal person.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is thrust into being famous.
Yeah.
Her dad was the most famous television person ever.
Yeah.
Her mom was a psycho, not psycho, but like enjoyed being in the famous circle too.
Right.
Was a psycho for fame was what I was going to say. So it's like she has been forced into these weird assumptions.
Right.
being from the biggest house in America.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the White House.
Yeah.
Where she grew up.
It is crazy. Oh, he has a lot to say. Miami has a lot to say about. He's like, Donna Martin graduates.
So I feel like she's always had to be on defense in a way that a lot of famous people aren't.
Absolutely, because people already have all these preconceived notions about her.
Totally.
Yeah.
In an unrelated way, it's like Courtney Love has always been the junkie, like heroin addicted, cigarette smoking mom who killed her husband.
Right.
As opposed to being like, that's how she became, or that's how she was introduced to a national world.
Right.
People knew Hole, people knew Nirvana, people knew her, but then when he died, suddenly she's this weird murdering heroin addict, and then no one ever let her get beyond that.
Right.
So Tori Spelling has a similar story written about her that she just has to live with the rest of her life. So when she gets kicked off of Dancing with the Stars, it's like Little Rich Girl.
Yes, exactly. And also, she was kicked off with Anna Delvey in a double elimination that I think most people were happy to see Anna Delvey go. I think a lot of people were pissed that she was on to begin with. Which is why they did it, you guys, to get people talking.
Hello, they had fucking Rudy Giuliani on The Masked Singer.
Exactly.
Like, yes.
And it's like, even if fucking look at clips that go up. It's the clips that do the best on YouTube, which I think YouTube has the most incels. The worst the worst comments I've ever gotten are on YouTube.
1000%.
Yes. But all the clips that I put up there that do well are like dirty, and they do well and go viral because it's all these guys being like, fuck this is wow, why can't a female comedian, no female comics can do anything that's not dirty. I'm like, first of all, have you heard of Ellen DeGeneres? Number one.
She refuses to be
dirty. And look, that's fine. There's not nearly the same standard for dudes. All my guy friends have to talk about sex and stuff, and they don't get the same level of commenting about it.
The guy at the Laugh Factory, the booker, just told me, because I had a joke about swallowing cum keeps you young, and he told me specifically that is an alienating joke, and I don't need to tell people like that. Meanwhile, every other person on stage talking about eating their girl's pussy, and I did not see them sidebarred at all for that kind of thing. So there's a level of acceptability. Women get it too, 1000%.
Yes,
because then you're slutty, dirty, and it's double standard.
It's a double standard.
Big time.
Yeah. So
because you can't make incels uncomfortable,
no,
Justine.
No,
you cannot.
You can't. You have to relate to them and say exactly what they want to hear and what they think you should say and what they think is funny.
I think, but the worst thing is that Steve Sanders is a total incel. That is the worst part.
Oh, the character Steve.
Yes.
He probably would have been. He was.
He's got that vibe.
He does.
He's now leaving angry comments on Facebook.
Yes. Yeah. Like now, Steve.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. That's so funny. But I bring that up just to say that is why Anna Delvey got cast, because it got people talking about the show.
Totally.
And as the age-old saying goes, no press is bad press.
Totally.
That being said, Tori and Anna got eliminated, I believe, week 2.
Yeah, no, it
was really fast.
There's the premiere episode, and then there's the first episode,
and then and so they got
they
got kicked off then in the double elimination. I do think people were upset that Tori was because to me, look, even if Tori wasn't the best dancer per se, this is a show where I think you should celebrate growth.
We want to see growth.
Exactly. And I do think she had a lot more that she had in her that she could have brought to the show in terms of growth.
There's a giddiness and an eagerness in her actual dancing that I saw that reminds me, she's just like a very childlike performer.
Yes.
Where she's more excited to be there than it is about like the skill or nailing it.
Exactly.
I think people like, I feel like he's eating something. But she fucking is stiff.
Yeah.
Her arms need to like.
Her arms were, look, it's hard. She's tall and thin. And that's not the typical. Most dancers are shorter. They're very small and compact.
Look at this arm. My apex index or ape index is fucking 6'3". Look at this. You cannot bring this in to a ballroom dance. I cannot do the, what is the
Rumba?
Doble.
Oh, Paso Doble?
Paso Doble.
Yeah.
With these fucking 2x4s coming out of my body.
Yeah.
I'm too tall.
Yeah, you are
and
tall.
she has that same thing going on.
She does. So that's what makes it even more difficult for someone who's tall. It's harder. It's rarer for a dancer to be tall.
But I did love all the like rehearsal footage and all the extra stuff that came, the Tori footage that came out of it was really good.
I know. As a Tori fan, you must have been so.
Well, because she's good. Yeah. So equally, I did go down. There's like a bunch of podcasts where she talks about specifically the manor growing up in the mansion.
The Spelling mansion.
Yes, and then there's one where the mom. Have you seen that Spelling Manor?
Spelling Manor
was like a 2-part TV show on like HGTV.
Was it
or
like
some shit.
I feel like I did hear about this.
Where Tori has a cameo, where she
what year was this?
Last like 10 years.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's before she unfollowed her on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
But I feel like they celebrated her birthday recently. I feel like
Did she block her or something? Or
I don't know. No, they had a big falling out, but I think they're okay now. Maybe.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
No, I am really sad, but they always bring people back, maybe for like the last show.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've seen the last of Tori on Dancing with the Stars.
I agree.
But man, I really wanted her to be like the underdog.
Me too. That's what I was hoping. Yeah, but unfortunately, but you know what? Now she's available. Maybe we'll be able to get her on Glitter and Garbage.
Honestly, that would be such a coup. I would just stand in the corner. I wouldn't even bring the dog. I'd leave him in the car.
Oh my God. Bye. Fend for yourself.
Windows
buddy.
up, dog.
Yeah.
It's Donna Day.
It's Donna Day. All right. Well, I have to leave because I have a show.
You gotta go.
But
get out of here.
You guys, I'm so glad we were able to squeeze in this jury duty episode.
I'm so jealous. I really want. Are you out? You're done?
With jury duty?
Yeah.
No, I got to go call in like 30 to 40 minutes
oh my
to
God,
see if I'm
so
needed
jealous.
tomorrow.
I am so jealous.
Daniel, where can everyone find you and follow you other than coming back here as soon as possible?
You can find me. All my show dates are at my website, thedanielwebb.com. I'm on Instagram and everything else at thedanielwebb. Sometimes there's an underscore. I'll be in Dallas and Springfield, Missouri, and San Diego in November.
Amazing.
And I'll be maybe seeing you in West Hollywood on Halloween.
Okay, yeah.
We'll coordinate. We'll meet on the street.
Yeah, we will meet on the street. How I always want to meet you.
It's usually, I'm usually in the alleyway, but I'll come out to the street.
But come out to the street
hello,
and say hi.
And
Okay, great. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Yay.
Also, I'm going to be headlining the Stardome in Birmingham on December 26th. Last year was very fun, packed.
The Stardome.
Stardome. It's almost like a theater. It's pretty big. It's
Amazing.
like, I think it seats like 400 or 500.
What?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Oh, and everyone who came out in Arizona, thank you. It was a really packed show. It was so fun. I appreciate it so much. So thank you. And we'll see you next time on Glitter and Garbage.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.